I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would bring you a book haul video, and then I saw Rick McDonnell announced his BookTube Spin number 5, and I thought why not combine my book haul with the BookTube Spin number 5 so that I will actually read a couple of the books that I purchased recently and get to share my purchases with all of you. Very happy to kind of go through these with you. I have a few stacks of books here. I have some books that I bought because of the Barnes & Noble half-price hardback sale, and a lot of those purchases were kind of recommendations that I found from Steve Donahue's website, so I'll walk through those. I have a stack of books that I bought while on vacation from a wide variety of different bookstores, both in a couple of different locations that we were in. And then I have a stack of books that are thrift books because I had free books and I can't resist buying a book if I have a free book. So I have 20 books here to go through that I have purchased recently. So I'm very excited about going through all of them and assigning them a number and getting to read a couple of these. So also a couple quick announcements. There's still time to enter the drawing to win the Arabian Nights copy that I have back here on my shelf. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box below for you. Also, I will leave a link to the 1001 book club video and the link to the Discord server. There's still time to join both of those. The first book won't be until February. So very excited for everyone and thankful for everyone who has joined and who has entered the giveaway. Look forward to doing the drawing for that next week. And if you haven't already, please consider giving me a subscribe and sticking around. I am absolutely just so thrilled with all of the interaction and love being a part of this community. So hopefully you join me on that journey. All right, let's get into the picks for the BookTube Spin and share my purchases with you. So the first one is a nonfiction book, and like I said, those first 5 are ones that I got off of Steve Donahue's blog of his top books, and I went through a bunch of different categories and kind of picked and choose some random ones that sounded really interesting to me, and also saw that I've seen on some other channels. So the first one, and book number 1 for the spin, is Fox and I, An Uncommon Friendship by Catherine Raven. So this follows a time when Catherine Raven finished, I believe, her PhD in biology and came across a mangy fox. And it goes through and talks about their friendship, which I am fascinated by. I am a big lover of the outdoors. I've started to read more outdoor books, and this one just really sounded something interesting. Plus, I have a big goal of reading one nonfiction book a month, and this one really seemed like it would fit the bill. So this will be book number 1 for the spin. I had to number the books because I couldn't remember what numbers when I got past 4. So the second book is one. It is called Matrix by Lauren Groff. I have seen this. This is book 2. So this particular book I saw again on Steve Donahue's channel, but I've also seen this cover in Barnes & Noble quite a bit. There's just a very short description of this book in the front. It says, she rides out of the forest alone. 17 years old, in the cold March drizzle, Marie comes from France. And that's really all it says, but I think it should be a good one. It's also a fairly short one, but this will be book 2 for the spin, again courtesy of the Barnes & Noble half-price sale. Gotta love a sale. I can't resist a good sale. So book number 3 I've seen on BookTube. I've read only one book on by this author before, and the book that I picked up was The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. This particular book I saw on Kim over at Middle of the Book March. I believe she read it fairly recently. This will be number 3 for the spin, and this just says, the sentence asks what we owe to the living, to the dead, to the reader, and to the book. Cool. I don't want to read much of that. If you've watched my channel, you know I don't like to read the synopsis too much because I like going in fairly blind with books. But this will be book number 3. And next time there's a Barnes & Noble half-price hardback sale, just tell me I shouldn't go because I bought way too many books. So book number 4 is another nonfiction, and this one is a biography. And so this particular book is The Life She Wished to Live, the biography of Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings, author of The Yearling by Anne McCutchan. And so I have not read a ton of memoirs. I just read Crying in H Mart last month and actually really liked it. So knew I wanted to pick up another memoir, and saw this one on Steve Donahue's blog and thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try and see what I think about it. But that's book number 4. And then book number 5 will end up being an author I've never read before, which is Ruth Ozeki, The Book of Form of and Emptiness. And so this particular one, it is a chunkier book, so let's hope number 5 doesn't get drawn. It just says a brilliantly inventive novel about loss, growing up, and our relationship with things. Ooh. I haven't seen this talked about too much, I don't think, on BookTube, so I'm excited to pick this particular one up. Maybe on Fraser Simon's channel. I think maybe he talked about it. But this will be book number 5 for the spin, and that is the end of the hardbacks that I bought as part of the Barnes & Noble half-price hardback sale. I tried to have some self-control. The next books are ones that I picked up while I was on vacation. And so the first one I have seen on BookTube, it is the 2020 Booker Prize winner. I know this author has a new book coming out this year, and I really wanted to read this. I wanted to read this for quite a while. It will be book number 6, and it is Shuggie, Bain, a novel by Douglas Stuart. The back of this says, this is an unforgettable story of Hugh Shuggie Bain, a sweet and lonely boy who spends his 1980s childhood in rundown public housing in Glasgow, Scotland, taking care of his beloved mother. Okay, but yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I don't read a ton of Booker Prizes, so I'm excited to pick this particular one up. I think it'll be a good one. I'm worried it will make me cry, but this is book 6. And then book number 7 I found in a secondhand bookshop, a very tiny one of the ones that wouldn't let me take any pictures. They had signs up that says, please ask permission of the bookstore. It is one of those bookstores that has books piled to the rafter. Like, how do you even know what books do you have in there? And I stumbled across this one quite by accident, and it is one on my 1001 book list. And it is Iris Murdoch, The Black Prince. And I have, my first book club pick is The Sea by Iris Murdoch. And I thought, cool, I'll pick up another one that I know is on the 1001 book list, which this one is, and I am excited to read this one quite a bit. It says, a story about being in love. The Black Prince is also a remarkable intellectual thriller with a superbly involved plot and a meditation on the nature of art and love and the deity who rules over both. Cool. I really like the cover of this too. But that will be book number 7. Book number 8, I don't know honestly why I bought this one, other than I've seen this cover quite a bit and have been curious about the series, and it was there on the way out, and so I picked it up. And that is Shatter Me. This particular back of this book says, no one knows why Juliet's touch is fatal, but the reestablishment has plans for her, plans to use her as a weapon. So I'm very, very interested in this one. I think it'll be a good one. I know that this is a series as well. I've heard various things about later in the series. So yeah, we'll see about this one, but this one will be book number 8. All right, so book number 9 is one I have seen on a variety of different channels. It's another nonfiction one. And so book number 9 is going to be Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. So this particular one, I think I saw this on Brandon's bookshelf. I might have seen this on Kelly's channel, Books I'm Not Reading, but this is another nonfiction one, and it just says, as a botanist, Robin Wall Kimmerer has been trained to ask questions of nature with the tools of science. And so I have been trying to read more books about the outdoors, and I love this very simplistic cover, and it feels just really, really beautiful. And every other time I've tried to buy this, the cover has been just mangled, and so I found this absolutely beautiful and pristine one and decided to pick it up, and that's book number 9. Next book for book number 10 for the spin is a memoir, and it is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. And Chanel Miller is the sexual assault survivor of the Stanford case. I'm aware of this only from the kind of like the newsreels. I've seen other people talk about this book. I'm very interested in reading more memoirs this year, and so picking up this one, and this is book number 10. And then book number 11 is one that is another nonfiction book. It is about one of my favorite periods of time to read about that I haven't read much about on my channel so far. I think the only one that I've read is really Unbroken by Laura Hillenbrand, but the time period is World War II. That's not true. I've read other ones about World War II, but and the book that I ended up picking up is All the Frequent Troubles of Our Days by Rebecca Donner, and this is the true story of the American woman at the heart of the German resistance to Hitler, and I am fascinated. I can't wait to read this particular one. It is a bit of a chunkier book as well, but this is one that as soon as I read what it was about, I really wanted to pick it up and thought, why not? So that is book number 11. Let's just hope we don't have a book catastrophe here. The next books are my thrift books. And so if you're not familiar with the Thrift Books website, it is a discount discount bookstore online, and you can get books that are in really great condition, or you can get books that are in, acceptable condition, and you kind of just run the risk of sometimes getting books that may not be in the best of shape. But the books that I have here are all ones that I got either via free books through there, or they're ones that I paid like $1 or $2. Is that true? Probably not $1 or $2, probably like $3 or $4, but they are very affordable. And if you have an order over $10, then they'll give you free shipping. So yeah, it's one of my favorite places to buy things, but if you shop at Thrift Books, you have to be willing to accept really poor quality sometimes, and you just really never know exactly what you're going to get, so you do have to be careful. But for book number 12 for the BookTube Spin is a book I have been looking for so long and had not been able to find. It is on my 1001 book countdown by one of my favorite authors, and it is La Reine Margot by Alexandre Dumas. I have read The Count of Monte Cristo and The Three Musketeers and have wanted to read this one. I can't get this one at my library. I couldn't get it at the local bookstore, but Thrift Books actually had a copy, and it's in English. I was worried I was going to end up with it in a different language. It says St. Bartholomew's Day, 1572. Paris is awash with the blood of the Huguenots slaughtered by the order of Charles the Ninth. I'm so incredibly thrilled I found this because it is on the 1001 book countdown, and it's the only Dumas I have left on the countdown. So I was absolutely thrilled to find this on Thrift Books. So this will be book number 12. Book number 13 is because of Heidi at My Reading Life and Britta Bowler, who both read this book and said it was phenomenal. They loved it, and it is Under the Sea Wind by Rachel Carson. This was, like I said, a thrift book, and if you look at this cover, it is pretty beat up. This one is one that is not in the most pristine of shape, but I'm so excited to read this one because both Britta and Heidi said nothing but good things about this book. I can't wait to pick this one up. I know Heidi's Naturalist Book Club is reading Rachel Carson in one of the months, so I will probably read this then if I don't pick it up as part of the BookTube Spin number 5. But yeah, this one will be book number 13. Right? I think so, 13. So book number 14 has to do with books that I was researching for kind of, just about health and about the body. And I had read Everybody this year and really wanted to pick up some different perspectives. I have Hunger by Roxane Gay that I still want to read, but I really wanted a wide variety of different books. And so the first one I picked up is actually, so for book number 14, it's Heavy by Kiese Laymon. I'm not sure if that's how you say the first name. In this powerful and provocative memoir, Kiese Laymon fearlessly explores what the weight of a lifetime of secrets, lies, and deception does to a black body, a black family, and a nation teetering on the brink of moral collapse. So I've heard some really good things about this particular book. I believe I saw it on Kevy's channel, which is Say Kevy, and I am excited to read this one. It is book number 14. The next one, I was looking for some newer releases and wanted something that was specific to kind of what my journey has been. And the book is actually called The F-It Diet, Eating Should Be Easy by Carolyn Dooner. And so this will be book number 15. And this one, I'm just really curious what this is about. I think this will be a good read for me, but this is one. The next one is for book 16. I'm going along the themes of the body again, and that is More Than a Body. Your Body is an Instrument, Not an Ornament by Lindsay Kite and Lexi Kite, PhDs. And beyond that, it says, our beauty-obsessed world perpetrates the idea that happiness, health, and ability to be loved are dependent on how we look. But Lindsay and Lexi Kite offer an alternative vision. Curious about this one to see what this is, but that one will be book number 16. Book number 17 I think is really good for me as well, and it's called Body Respect, and it is what conventional health books get wrong, leave out, and just plain fail to understand about weight by Linda Bacon and Lucy Aframore. But I like the idea behind this. I'm really curious about this one. I have a couple other books kind of with similar veins. I was trying really hard to find more than one perspective about the body, about perspectives of the body. So memoirs, nonfiction, just various different ones. And this was one that really seemed interesting to me. And when I looked at top books, it came up, and I could get it really inexpensively on Thrift Books. So this will be book number 17. Book number 18 is a memoir by a popular fiction writer. So this is book number 18, and it's Hungry Heart by Jennifer Weiner, Adventures in Life, Love, and Writing. And her books often will feature more body types, I believe, than some others do. So I'm really interested in this one. This one is unfortunately also one that just has some damage on it, which is too bad. It just looks like it's on the cover, but this one will be book number 18. Book number 19, I don't really know why I bought this particular one, other than I think this individual is kind of interesting, and I don't like the name of the book necessarily. But for book number 19, it is Wake Up, I'm Fat by Cameron Manheim. So she is a very popular, she is an actress. Cameron Manheim was on The Practice. And so I'm hoping that this is really funny. I don't know much about about Cameron Manheim. I don't know much about her life, other than I know she's an actress. I'm really curious what this one goes through, what she goes through in this particular one, but that will be book number 19. And then book number 20 is just a fun read that I have seen, and I got it, I believe, for free again on Thrift Books, and it is by Jennifer Weiner, and it's Big Summer. And so this particular one, 8 years after the fight that ended their friendship, Daphne Berg is shocked when Drew Kavanaugh walks back into her life, looking as lovely and successful as ever, with a massive favor to ask. I think this is just going to be a really fun one, but this one will be book 20. So as you can see, my Thrift Books pile is this, and I just, like I said, really like Thrift Books quite a bit because you can get books for so inexpensive. This will be, I think, a great selection of books and a good mix of books between nonfiction, fiction that's on my 1001 book list, some new releases, some memoirs. I had a lot of fun shopping at the tiny little bookstores that we went to, and just came up with, I think, a good mix of them. And what perfect timing for the BookTube Spin number 5. So that's the 20 books. That's my recent book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if they don't end up in the spin, which one you think I should start with. And that's really all I have for you today. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.